Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are here to talk about a very important event that's starting at Reset today, being the official Superior ISO Evolution. Now, why it's important, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that this is the first ISO Purple 4 event coming, but as well, also tying in a diamond with Superior Spider-Man, as you guys know, being the last and final member of this Insidious 6 team. Now, been getting a lot of comments, a lot of questions in regards to if I'm coring for him and what my game plan overall is going to be for this event, given that it is very unique and niche, being the first event, guys. So first, I want to start things off by saying that my game plan is ultimately going to be dependent on how this event looks when it releases in game. Reason being is because there's a lot of things that we still don't understand, right? If you take a look at here, obviously battling in raids and using Insidious 6 characters is going to be a big component. We're going to assume that the most competitive players, all those wanting to go higher and higher on these leaderboard events, are going to be able to maximize everything, right? The ones that are going to be different and allow you to differentiate your points is if you have power cores like myself, or if you're a spender and you do dabble in those offers to initially unlock these characters, well, having Superior Spider-Man is going to be a difference maker, because you can see just having him is going to give you already another 20,000 points. On top of that, if you're able to get access to this character at 5 stars and beyond, I think this is where, you know, we get that separation from the whale spenders versus the dolphins versus the small minor spenders, because you can see by having him at 7 yellow, it's going to give you a significant jump over everybody else. But that's not it, though, because of the fact that those are all going to be, you know, expected based on the top spenders and whatnot, but that's still not, it does not factor in the last and final component, which is the unlimited scoring aspect of it, the earning of golden webs, 1,000 points per. In addition to that, some of these Superior Spider-Man Diamond Orb fragments, which we know is likely tied back to spending or other milestones that they may release, being more of a flash event style. The reason being is because they've done a better and better job of hiding this from the data mine, so that we don't get that sneak peek of, hey, should we be hoarding campaign energy or using power cores? And that's why my game plan right now hasn't been to do anything, right? I haven't went ahead with the unlock of Superior Spider-Man, because for all we know, this golden web could just be accessible by paying. We don't know. It could be campaign energy. It could be tied back to using power cores when it goes live. Right now, because it doesn't have the power core tag in there, it does make me believe here that there's a strong likelihood it could be tied back to some sort of campaign event energy, or it could very well even just be what we have right now, which is ISO 8 campaign or just regular campaign energy. But we just don't know, right? And that's the thing. And it could very well be something else entirely as well. But because of that detail not being clear, that's why we need to sit and wait and see how this looks. The other aspect of why I think it's a really good idea to save on the power cores right now is because if we know for certain that this is not tied back to campaign energy and it's something else, well, do you really want to use your power cores for an event where you're probably not going to make a difference? I will also point out too, actually looking really good for the leaderboard. So even if you look at the top 5,000, I mean, they're getting north of 2.4 million, being in the top 8,000, 1.86 million. And then even in being in the top 10,000 or top 1 to 10%, you're still getting 465K, which isn't a lot but by any means, but I mean, it's going to add up. And we know with these events, they're going to be recurring once they start. And this appears to be a 7-day event as well. So we'll likely see back-to-backs of ISO 8 Purple flowing into the game very shortly here. I also want to point this out, guys, in case for those of you that aren't aware, the official ions now have been added into the game, so you can actually see, you know, how much does it cost to bring up some of these characters to ISO 8 Purple 4 versus Purple 5. So you can see for each of these individual ones, it's going to cost 171,000, and each one usually costing the same. So you know, 171 times by 5, that's your number, right? So actually I have a calculator here. 171 times by 5, 855,000 per character to bring them up from 3 to 4. But remember, you also need that same Purple 4 to also bring them up even higher to Purple 5. So that's why it's going to add up for sure, and it's going to make a difference, right? Even having a million from the rewards here is going to get you at least one character, which is kind of nice. So that's kind of the gauge I would use, right? When you're taking a look at this, that means anywhere from basically the top 8,000, 9,000, you're guaranteed at least to bring up one character. So just something to be mindful of there, guys. The other thing I want to point out too is why we want to be waiting on the event to go live is because, remember, guys, from these past leaderboard events, they've been known to release limited time power core offer events. And that's the other aspect I'm not sure on, because that's why I said earlier it could be power cores from that reason alone, right? Maybe if it's not campaign energy coming into the game, it could be something like this, right? Where you can spend power cores and you're going to get some sort of orb or fragments, right? Same with this one. You know, you can get awakened ability materials for power cores. Oh man, 5,000. That's crazy. But yeah, some of these events, when they do go live, there's some niche, limited time offer specific to the event itself coming, and then you can actually use your power cores to also dabble in that as well. And that's where potentially those golden webs could be due, right? And obviously you can look into the store right now. There's nothing there right now, so we do really have to wait until reset to make that decision. And that's why, guys, remember, with a typical character unlock, it usually costs roughly 8 to 10,000 cores to unlock the character. So that's kind of the budget for yourself if you do plan on unlocking Spider-Man. And on top of that, then anything extra is going to be tied back to if there's some sort of limited time offers, or maybe we need to use additional power cores to have campaign energy on deck. But that's why we've been hoarding for quite some time, because we'll be ready for whichever scenario presents itself, right? Ideally, I would love to participate in this event. That's kind of my game plan. Right now, I do plan to, but depending on what they give us, and if it does turn out to be something that's not going to be like campaign energy or none of these offers, then that's probably going to be the big reason for me to skip this event, because this is going to be so enticing for all the whales, for all the spenders to try and outdo each other for this first event. And for that reason, if we don't have something to differentiate like campaign energy or those limited time offers, then you know, it doesn't really make sense for me to use my resources there and waste it all into one single event, right? So that's just my 2 cents. We'll see, because we know with Superior Spider-Man as well, as powerful as he is coming to us in a free-to-play manner in the antimatter store as well. So I'm not really concerned about his unlock as much as can I maximize the effectiveness of my resources for this event while I'm able to do that. If not, then it just doesn't really make a lot of sense for a free-to-play player like myself to waste all my resources for this, right? And I kind of learned that the hard way when I used a lot of my power cores for that Odin Diamond event, and I got a lot of good Mystic Gear Tier 20 pieces, but I didn't end up getting my Odin Diamond, right? And that's kind of a learning lesson there too. I think I only ended up getting like a 6 red, and I think I spent like 70 to 80,000 power cores on that event. So my point is, there's a right and wrong time to use power cores and to utilize your resources. And because of how much attention is on this event being the first purple 4, it gives me more reason to pass on this event. But that's why I need to have all the information first, guys. So I likely will do a follow-up video. We'll see at reset today what that looks like, and then I'll definitely update you guys with my game plan, what's going to be going on here. So, and obviously, if we're going ahead with that, I would love to do a video on the power core unlock of Superior Spider-Man as well. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, guys. Are you pumped? Are you excited? What's your game plan right now? Are you just waiting to spend the offers? I'm curious to hear back, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.